Hey, this is Pastor Michael Urisha, and I want to invite you to hit that like and subscribe button and drop us a comment if you will. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you receive all of our updates. God bless you. Come on, let's get to the word. It says, see to it that no one, takes you captive. How? Through hollow and deceptive philosophy. How many of you know there's hollow and deceptive philosophy everywhere? It's right on your device every time you turn it on. Hollow and deceptive philosophy. Watch, which depends on human tradition and the elemental spiritual forces of this world rather than on Christ. Honey, listen, the philosophy of alternative families with two mommies and two daddies is hollow, it's deceptive, and it depends on evil. I'm going to say that again. It depends on evil spiritual forces. I don't care how glamorous Hollywood makes it look. I don't care how chic or how vogue the world makes it look. Honey, it's evil. 1 Timothy 5 and 8. Watch. Because you know the world says today, oh, you don't need dad in the home. The government will provide everything. All quiet on me, but that's all right. I'm going to preach on anyhow. Hollow and deceptive philosophy. My brother, my sister, that is not biblically based. 1 Timothy 5 and 8, watch. Anyone, somebody say anyone, who does not provide for their relatives and especially for their own household. You've denied the faith and you're worse than an infidel. Now listen, this isn't just talking about a paycheck, y'all. Parents are to provide discipline to their children. Parents are to teach their children some manners. Parents are to teach their children respect. Is it anybody else in here but me to notice the lack of respect in most children today? You can't expect, listen parent, you can't expect your children to respect anyone if you don't. If all you do is badmouth the teacher, badmouth the police, badmouth the church, you badmouth the pastor, you badmouth your neighbor, what do you think the fruit of your children is going to be? No respect. Here's some provision. How about providing your child with some help for their homework? Listen, I'm talking about faith in the family. I don't care what the world does. I'm talking about as Christians, as believers, how we should approach the family. That's the job of mom and dad. Just about any teacher that you speak to as to why children are failing, and every one of them will tell you it's mainly because of lack of parental involvement at home. Listen up, parent, mom and dad. You are your child's primary teacher. That's the biblical way. I'm not talking about you need to know how to teach them algebra or trigonomics, but you can teach them do unto others. We're talking about a worldview. We're talking about faith and family. Watch. Ephesians chapter 6. Fathers, verse 4. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and the instruction of the Lord. So when we read this simple one passage, Judah, there is a couple of assumptions in this verse. Do you see them? Watch. Number one, there's an assumption there's a father in the house. Secondly, the father knows the Lord and his instructions so that he could teach him to his children. How many of you know daddies teach children as well? That's not just mama's job. But the world has their own philosophy. Let's remove the fathers from the house and let the government provide the education, how to bring up your children. Let the government school system, let the public school system train up your child. Well, how's that working out for you? Listen, right now, in certain demographics, upwards of 74%, I did not stutter, 74% of households are without a father in the home. Here is the fruit of that philosophy. Can I have my first slide up there, Caleb? The fruit of fatherless homes. 63% of youth suicides come from a fatherless home. 71% of all high school dropouts, no daddy at home. 71% of all teenage pregnancies, no daddy at home. 80% of rapists with anger problems, no daddy at home. You know, rape is not a sexual crime per se. It's a crime of violence. 85% of all children with behavior disorders, no daddy in the home. 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from a fatherless home. And 85% of all inmates have no daddy in the home, which is 32 times the average. No daddy in the home. That's regardless, listen, of race or ethnicity. Pastor, you just better just keep on preaching that word. Well, ain't nobody gonna give me an amen. I always bring an amen in my pocket, somebody. I'll be like David. Sometimes you just got to encourage yourself. And so the question is, how is the state doing in raising our children? And we haven't even spoken about the pathetic state of our children's academia, where kids are graduating and can't even read at an 8th grade level. Come on, am I talking to somebody in this house this morning? It's an alarming rate. And listen, the answer's not who's in the White House. It's who's in your house. Daddy, where are you? Listen, church, these results are the fruit of the world's way. This is not God's way. This is not the fruit of a biblical marriage. This is not the fruit of biblical parenthood.
To every nation, to every generation, to all creation, to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ. To every nation, every generation, to all creation, to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ.